taxes. Have fun, guys. Oh, taxes are pushed back in U.S. Just so you guys know.
They did?
I already did
Well,
mine.
it's supposed to be, yeah. It's supposed to be like May 17th now or something. May 15th. They're talking about pushing it back to.
I never
The
do
IRS
mine
didn't have
until
any
the last
money,
second.
so
Yeah, same here, dude. I do that, and then
I already did all mine.
I have a question I need to get answers for, but I'm like, I only got 3 hours to do it before the deadline. No time
Yeah. I literally do it the last like 3 days.
I just have
before.
to press the button. Because I already did. I filled mine all out.
I already got my refund, but I figure that's the last time I'm going to be getting one of those. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have refunds because I'm self-employed. Next year, Hex, you're fucked. Like,
welcome to the club.
What's weird is last year I had to pay, but then I factored in my Twitch 1099 or whatever the fuck it is, and then I actually got money back, which was weird. But otherwise, I would have had to pay.
No, I think there's like self-employed write-offs that automatically get put in. I don't know. Did you use like TurboTax or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you do TurboTax, there's always like those self-employed that they just cut you like extra money. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, they charge me
like
$120
automatic write-off
for it, but then they.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Be all right.
Or go to an accountant that will charge you about the same to do it all. Like.
I've looked for accountants specifically for like online
you're
content
screwed.
creation.
You're screwed, Decky.
For U.S. taxes in Mexico.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, how does that work?
I didn't quite find anybody that filled
Are we
that niche.
recording right now, or should we?
I've been recording
one
for the
is-
past 5 minutes, so we're good.
Okay, good.
As soon as my camera went on.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Just
Hex
start
knows
it.
what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. Yeah, doing your taxes as like an online person, especially with YouTube and Twitch and stuff, it is so fucking difficult to figure out.
I'm looking.
No one knows how to do it. Not even the pros.
Well, first off, Hex is using a standing desk. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
I think like ZChum
chairs,
talked
I was
about
like,
a standing desk. Fucking.
It's like he had just
Aqua has
gotten that
his.
new chair, and now he's got like just an extra fucking dope chair sitting in his room.
Like this one?
Never mind.
No,
yeah,
this is-
I
this is
thought you were
mine.
sitting down, so I thought that
Oh
was
no!
extra.
Yeah, I just keep it right next to me. Just
Oh,
in
are
case.
we? Is this a standing podcast? Ooh.
Yeah,
One
Aqua,
minute.
It can
Aqua
be.
bought a very expensive standing desk and uses it once a year. So
I use it all the time.
yeah, bull owner. Yeah,
All the time.
I watch your streams. I
Listen,
really
when I
enjoy
raise it up,
them.
you can see both of my.
Yeah. That should be a flex that you do to people. Like, listen.
Not only look at not
Who's
only
got
is
the
it a
two
standing
plaques?
desk. Yeah. Another one just comes into view.
Somebody comes in chat talking shit to you, being like, "You suck, man. You're not going anywhere," and you're like, "Excuse me."
What are you saying to me?
No, I think the standing desk was like one of the best things I've ever bought, honestly.
I
Especially
actually.
since I
How
edit
long
all
have you
day.
had it, Hex?
Since January.
How often do you use it?
Every day. When I edit.
Yeah,
Even phase is over at that point. Yeah.
I honestly think I'm doing the same thing. Like once I move, because I'm looking at maybe a house for people eventually. Anyways, if we do that, I'm putting standing desks everywhere that I work.
I like
I got
to
a great
sit.
deal on it too. So.
Well, like I
Nice.
like sitting too, but like my legs, if I'm working and I don't realize it's been like 4 hours, like in the middle of like just working like just constantly, I stand up and my legs are like, what the fuck? Why did you stay in one position? for this
Yeah.
long?"
Yeah.
It's great for streaming. It really, because there are times where I'm just like, fuck, I need to stand up.
Right. Yeah.
And when I don't feel like taking a little walk around and playing a fat ad, I do use the standing desk. It's nice.
What's surprising is my gaming doesn't really suffer from standing up either. If anything, I feel like I can play Rust better. I don't know why.
This is the funny thing. You were thinking about
Ow.
video games while standing. I'm thinking about returning emails. Like I'm
Well, I
like,
mean,
oh,
I
I'm
do
gonna be
both,
typing out
so-
emails. Like,
I'll fluctuate when I'm editing between sitting and standing, but I try to stand as much as possible just because I don't want to be sitting all day. Because it hurts my back.
That's
I also
good.
got one of these too. Little back bras things to
I've
force
seen
yeah,
those on
yeah.
TV. Ooh,
To
put that
force-
on.
to force my shoulders into a proper position.
It's like a
I need to
shoulder
get one.
holster, like you're a detective with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually put a gun on it to not
make it
hurt
look
my
better, yeah.
masculinity, you know. So
Yeah.
no.
It's not a shoulder bra anymore.
Yeah, it's not a
or
shoulder
back
bra. It's
bra.
my gun strap, just in case anyone tries to roll up on me while I'm editing.
Well,
They usually do. I live in Albuquerque.
So
You
just
guys
hold
have
your
seen
shoulders
shows on
back?
that. Yeah, so you tighten this, right? And you latch it onto this.
Mm-hmm.
And it like forces your shoulders back. You look like
Dude.
a loser, but I
Not
mean,
only-
it helps.
Dude, is it just better like back posture to save your
Yeah.
spine?
Exactly. So like I'm like standing straight essentially. I don't know if you can really tell. Otherwise I'm like hunched. This is like normal.
Oh yeah.
And I can
My entire
yeah.
this is me
Yep.
even when I'm walking.
Yeah. And I started noticing that a lot. So I was like, I need to do something about it. So I got one of these things on Amazon. It was like $15. There's better ones, I'm sure. But I notice it a lot more too. Like when I'm hunching, I'm like, okay, yeah, you need to straighten up. And so it kind of makes it's more like a mental thing too. So, and it also hurts. Good posture hurts.
Mm-hmm. That's
Or
why
maybe
people
it's just
don't
I've
use
messed it up
You
so
get-
much.
Right,
don't
but people
know.
get used to like not having good posture, and then they try to do good posture.
Yeah. And you can wear them under your shirt too if you like really wanted. So, but I'll wear that too sometimes when I'm editing.
Don't
Only
wear
when
it
I'm
under your
sleeping.
shirt. You gotta
word.
You
flex
gotta
that.
rep it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a weight, like the same thing, but it's like it's weighted, so that way you can run with it. But I used to work out with
Where's
those
this
and
girl?
parachute stuff, like parachute back stuff.
Oh,
and
okay.
I haven't like worked out in a long time, and then I started to, and I realized how old I am.
Is there? I'm not gonna bring that up. Actually, I don't know anything about it. Never mind.
You want to show
would-
how
Maybe
bad
one of us
you are
do.
at geography again, because we have a video on how bad you are at geography.
Well, no, I was gonna talk about. You know what? Forget it. This
Come on,
back
Aqua,
brace.
let's
It
No,
was
you
like this
can't. Now you have
full
to.
back, like this plastic, like thing that this girl in my school wore, like under her shirt. Like I think it was like for like medical, like she might have broke her back or
Yeah,
something.
probably.
Yeah.
Scoliosis, yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if it was maybe a postural thing, but it probably was something more serious. That's why
Probably
I said
both.
I
I
didn't
mean,
want to bring it up.
I think every school had at least like
I
the
doubt-
scoliosis girl. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
mine
had,
definitely.
but, like yeah, and she they had the big like clear like plastic brace
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, that was it.
Scoliosis
Okay.
is fucked up shit. So
I was
I'm
gonna
not hating on
say,
that.
I doubt it was because she was a gamer like us. I think it was she actually had a like a medical reason. Yeah, like we
She
just
was
need those
ahead of her
cool
time.
strap.
She was ahead
Yeah.
of her time, yeah, dude.
Aqua goes
Now
to the
it's cool
doctor
to
and he's
wear
like,
back
"Hey,
braces."
can I get the plastic back thing? Because I play World of Warcraft so much, doctor. I need
Yeah, I doubt she had a similar issue.
Don't give Razor any
As-
ideas, dude. They already got face
Yeah.
masks.
Razor back brace.
Spine brace.
Your synapses
Gamer
will
spine.
fire better in your spine. Yeah.
RGB that plastic too. Like
RGB back brace. Yeah.
Wow.
Now we're talking. We have some great ideas on this podcast.
this is
let
$1
me
million
tell you.
idea. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean, look at we like Hex
Yeah.
bought a whole thing for it, you know.
Well, it's probably $1 million idea, but it's gonna cost us 10 million. So it's
Hey,
like a
I
negative $9
guarantee,
million
I
idea.
guarantee 95% of the people watching this right now all have the same gamer back.
Everyone's
they've been
hunched
thinking
over
about it for the
watching
whole
this, you know
time.
it.
Yeah.
That's so true, dude. Like, why hasn't Razer made the back bra like Hex has? Just put some RGB on there, some
Yeah.
cool like
Slap
Mhm.
on a remote that you can change the lighting to it.
Yep.
get
Maybe
the
the tension?
endorsement in with G Fuel to where it's like a camel pack too.
It's also camel pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That'd be
All right.
amazing.
Email
We
us.
might be on. We might be onto something here.
Razor, Corsair,
Yeah, anyone.
G Fuel.
We
You
could
know where to
develop that.
find us. Yeah. Well, speaking of awesome products, I wanted to show you guys two very cool purchases.
Oh, then you're close. Yeah.
This is where my Twitch sub money goes to. Okay.
Very
Firstly,
sorry.
I want to show you this handboard that I got.
Oh wow!
It's got a
Dude.
hand on it. I was very excited about this product because there's very cool videos online of people skateboarding with these, and you can do some pretty gnarly tricks. And it probably is like seems to be a much easier version of skateboarding, so I could get my fix since I'm a old geriatric gamer now. I can't be outside skateboarding. What am I, crazy? If I fall, I'll break my hip. So I figure I could skate with this thing. But I'm pretty upset because they put real fucking grip tape on it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like ripping up my little fingers. So I'm not sure what the fuck to do with this thing now. So that was a bad purchase.
Hang it on your wall and say that you used to use it when you were a little kid.
It's a
Instead of like
mini board.
fingerboarding, but you just use your full hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like use two hands, like to kickflip, like boom, you know, like just like your feet would do.
I remember when
It's cool. Look it up online.
I remember when
I
Tech
also
Deck
bought
came out
this.
with those. And
Yeah.
I think they had grip tape on them too, I think, back then. I never had one. I always had the smaller Tech Decks. But
It was soft grip tape
it was soft
for
grip
your
tape?
hands.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I used to have one, but I didn't understand the potential of it. So I, like a dumb 13-year-old or whatever, tried to put my feet on it. Like, oh, I bet I could do an
Broke
ollie
it?
on this, and I
Yeah.
broke it.
That's what my thought was too. I was like, maybe I can just buy one of these handboards and skate it instead of buying
Yeah.
like going to the skate shop. But
Dude,
yeah,
skateboards
that
are-
didn't work. I was
It
never
took
good at
me-
Tech Decks either, though. Unfortunately.
It took me till the age of 32 to realize the handboard's full potential.
Did you ever have the skate parks too?
Oh yeah, I had like a half pipe and everything. I also had a bowl and a rail. And what does that smell? What the fuck do I?
Your
I
house
don't
is
know.
just on fire.
Let's see the flute thing, Aqua. Come on.
It's not a flute. It's a slide whistle.
Which
Yeah, you uncultured swine. There
For
you
some
go.
reason, this was recommended to me to purchase, and I couldn't say no.
General
Turns
Sam
out-
also got one. Yeah.
Yes, it turns out he has one. I thought he had a wacky tube. I actually was looking for a wacky tube, but this came up,
Mm.
and I don't think they've made a wacky tube since like,
What is a
1998.
wacky tube?
I don't know. What it is.
A wacky tube is the thing you hold it and you just turn it over and upside down and it goes
Oh.
and then you turn it the other way, it goes oh. So that's what I wanted.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ah. I can see Aqua staying up late, super late at night. And he's all like, I'll come to bed in a minute, honey. And it's like 3 hours later. He's like, wacky tube on like all these bizarre ass sites, like trying to find one.
I actually can see Aqua buying the wacky tube, getting one, and having the same situation happen where he's like, hold on. For like 3 hours, and she's just trying to sleep, and he's just playing with it.
Sitting in his
I'm
room
allowed
with
to
his
stay
wacky
up as
tube.
late as I want, actually. She actually prefers when I'm not in bed with her, so it's fine. Don't worry
Oh,
about that.
man.
Especially when her boyfriend comes over. I mean, her friend comes over. Play with the Legos.
My wife's boyfriend, yeah. That is like a meme now. It's so
Yeah.
much less funny. I used to say that all the time, and now I just feel like everybody else.
Mm. They stole your
Oh, well.
idea.
I came up with that personally, yeah.
Yeah, personally, no one's ever said that before in their life.
It's too hot.
How many
The
toys
meme's
you got
too
around your
hot.
desk? What other toys you
Oh,
got?
Like,
sorry.
Aqua, like,
That was-
bullshit toys doesn't
that was-
end.
That was nervous movement because I was like, oh, I
Are
don't
you a-
want
Are
people
you
to
a
like
fidgety
think.
guy?
Yes.
Oh,
Did you ever own a
have you ever
fidget
seen these
spinner?
fidget?
Yes.
I own
I
two
have
of
one
them.
somewhere.
Cube is?
I love
They're actually
toys.
great.
What? Yeah.
You know what a fidget cube is, though?
Yes.
I just barely learned what this is the other day because I was on a call and I heard clicking, right? And I'm like, what the hell is this clicking, right? And it's just a fidget cube. Like someone's playing with a fidget cube.
Oh, is that the cube that has like a bunch of different things on each side?
No. Well, it's I think hers is like it just you can rotate it. It's kind of like a Rubik's cube, except it's not. I don't know. It's like a weird thing where like you can expand it and then close it, and it becomes a cube again, and then it can become like a 4x2 rectangle. It's like a weird. I don't know.
That sounds awesome.
But yeah, it's just a fidget thing that like
You ever-
makes more sense than a fidget spinner, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Because fidget
want-
spinners, they just spin.
Yeah. I like puzzles. I want to order some puzzles for myself. Little, like the ones that guy does, that magician guy on YouTube, and gets like 8 1,000 million views on every upload. It's just him doing a puzzle with his hands. Do you think I should like? Maybe I can make a whole new channel.
No.
It's just me like doing puzzles.
By the way,
So
I
you
don't have
don't
any
mean
guys-
jigsaw puzzles. You mean like get the knot out of the loop and around.
Yeah,
the ball.
yeah. Those things.
Okay.
Yeah, like all
Name
those
it.
cool.
Aqua is puzzled.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it wouldn't be
Hex, don't
cool though
laugh.
because I don't have cool tattoos all over my hands and stuff. It'd just be like
Hex,
my weird fat knuckles and like
you know, he
Robin
says
Williams
he's
hair.
gonna make another channel,
Uh-huh.
but
Mhm.
realistically, it's gonna be I manage the channel and Hex has to do all the editing.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
that's
Hex-
more work coming my way,
We
babe.
probably-
That's more job
We
security
probably
for me.
encourage this, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Hex, you're gonna have to edit my puzzle videos now.
That sounds fun,
Sorry.
honestly. Are we talking about that
Yeah.
guy that like gets boxes made for him and he has to complete
Yeah.
these like weird? Yeah, I think I
There's-
watched
there's
those.
puzzle-
Those are
There's
sick.
puzzles ones like that
Yeah.
that like you get money when you complete them because they're the hardest ones ever or
Mm.
whatever. So
Is there
there's-
money just inside of the box? Like,
No. Like you have to do it officially at their place because it's literally like no one can solve some of these. They're like really, really hard.
cool.
And then you go in and there's like a million different like things you have to do, and if you do it wrong, it like breaks.
I've never seen anything like this.
They're really fun to watch, honestly.
It's actually an intelligence thing for a lot of them too.
I
Like,
don't
you
like
have to figure out
puzzles.
how things work.
Oh, okay.
What
I
a
don't like
defiant opinion.
exercising my brain. And then jigsaw puzzles really that's what I thought you meant. And I was like, get out of here, Aqua. We can't be friends anymore. I hate jigsaw puzzles with a passion. My mother used to make us do a jigsaw puzzle like once every season. And it'd be like, correlated with the season. And she'd be like, just when you walk by, just put a piece in. And I was like, I fucking hate this shit. And it
Mhm.
scarred me.
Is that like a puzzle, like a regular puzzle where you
Yeah,
Is
it's a
it-
jigsaw puzzle. Yeah.
like a
It's-
you
it's
make a
cut-
picture?
Cut out like it's a
Mhm.
jigsaw, like with a jigsaw. Jigsaw is something that you turn. Okay, never mind.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, those puzzles I really hate. These other, I never mess with those other ones. Just puzzles in general. Puzzle
used to put
games, they're out
puzzles-
too.
I used to do puzzles upside down. That way you don't have the picture.
Okay, we get it. You're smart, Kings. Okay. Wow.
Nowadays, I don't even read books, so I don't know where the fuck my life
Who
went.
reads books?
I know, like
When you can play a video game, why would you read a book? I
What's the
can't,
last
dude.
book you've read?
oh, God.
Holes.
Wow.
That's the only book he's read in his life.
Aqua automatically dating his last book to 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like I never read any. Like, not to be a bad example for the children watching this. Yeah, they'll be
Spark
fine.
Notes.
Yeah, I used to
Spark
just
Notes.
like not read any of the books we were supposed to read in school. Not one. Honestly, if you just like somewhat pay attention in class and use Spark Notes, you can like bullshit your way through.
Well, the thing is that your teacher knows you didn't read it. Like I'm sure that like most of the time the teacher's like, yeah, this guy didn't fucking read. But what teacher's gonna like, as long as you paid attention and you like know a little bit about it, what teacher's gonna be like, did you fucking read? Like,
Yeah, I could weasel a book report out
as
of
long
there.
as you
You
weasel
know,
a book report, they'll just be like, unless it's like a complete like I just copy pasted from Spark Notes, right? Then
yeah.
you're fucked.
Well, I feel like
I mean-
nowadays it'd be easier to do because they have the internet to use.
The internet's
better
just a million.
access,
Yeah.
you know?
It's gotta
Way
be
better
so
access.
easy to cheat now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what the greatest thing ever that I discovered in college was? This was big at the time. When you Google something, you go under the books section. Because like you had to write all these term papers and stuff where they're like, oh, you need like 7 references. State your references. And I didn't want to go to the library because I don't know how to use a library. I don't know how to find books that are relevant to my topic whatsoever. Fuck that. So I used to Google shit that like fit into like loosely what I was talking about. And I'd click that books tab on Google. I'm going to teach you guys how to cheat. You click the books tab on Google. Click the books tab on Google and all these publications come up that are just fully online. And then you'd be like, oh, I checked this out of the library, the Moby Dick or whatever it is. And
Dick,
like,
wow.
it's, you don't even have to leave your computer. And then you can use like little quotes or whatever those were called, references, quote.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Wikipedia, you know, especially when it first started, was like you're not allowed to use it because it didn't even get checked back in the day. You could like change something, it would take a week
Yeah.
before they fix it.
I have 2 stories about
So
this.
what you do is you Wikipedia something, right? You get all the information you need. You read Wikipedia, and you're like,
and you
okay,
change it after.
No. You get the general gist, right? But at the bottom of Wikipedia, they're supposed to source where they get their information. So you click those links, and then you have like a legitimate website.
Also,
now
good
put
cheating,
on.
Kings. Very good. Good
Yeah.
cheating. I like that. Smart. Yeah. One time I wrote a paper where I did reference Wikipedia, and I had been doing this for years. And I had a real stickler teacher. She was like really like, she was out to get me. She hated me. And along with several other people. She like called me after class and she had my paper and just highlighted shit that was straight from Wikipedia. She literally took the time to look for what I referenced on Wikipedia and was just like, hey, look at this.
Do
And
you
I
want
was
me
like,
to teach you about that though? You do realize that all teachers have this program, or well, it's like a website subscription thing,
well,
and they copy and paste your thing, and it
I
will
knew
tell
that.
them if it's on Google or wherever.
I knew that, but here's the thing. I paraphrased. I didn't actually copy and paste from Wikipedia. I'm not
You
that
just
stupid.
read and like typed.
I
at
like
the same time?
no, I read it and I like wrote similar things that weren't the same language, but I used it as a reference. But she was like, "This is awfully close. Looks like you were looking at Wikipedia." And I was like, "I reference it, bitch. What am I supposed to do? Come up with these ideas completely originally in my mind?"
Yes. You're supposed to read, comprehend, and then re-explain in your own words. But
That's what I did.
There's
No,
only
no,
so
it-
many words before they come out the same.
no.
Exactly. That's what I did. And she was
Did
like
you at
on
least
my case
change
about
the
it. And I was like, look, I learned, absorbed it, and regurgitated it onto the paper because that's what school is. But I learned
Yeah,
it from
I guess you're not
Wikipedia.
wrong.
Yeah. So she didn't end up getting me in trouble over it because that's what I said. But another time I wrote some fat thing, like something amazing that like I came up with in my mind explaining like film in general. Like I forgot what I wrote. I wish I could find it somewhere because it was good. And my teacher was like, "Hey, this excerpt here, you didn't reference this. You didn't cite this. This is like, there's no way you came up with this."
They were like, "You're too dumb to say this."
Actually, and I was like, "No, that was me." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Wow, okay." And then I got an A on the paper and an A in the entire fucking course, even though I failed several pop quizzes. Because he liked what I wrote so much and thought I was smart.
That's
Yeah.
actually awesome.
Yeah.
I was in this AP English class one time, and there's like this hard deadline for some stupid paper, right? And I hated the paper, but the night before, because I used to write in high school, and it was mostly for like on this website that like college kids would buy your papers type of deal, which is very bad and do not do, everyone. But anyways, so I wasn't actually buying the papers. I was kind of selling them through a third party site. So I was like, I want to make some money. So I started writing that, and I totally forgot about this hard deadline. So my teacher pulls me aside and he's like, "Why the hell didn't you hand in the paper today?" And I was like, "Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I was selling different papers online and I made $400 last night." And he was like, "Oh, what were you writing?" And I just like told him, and it was like, I don't know, something on Shakespeare or something, right? And he's like, "Okay, hand in your paperwork tomorrow and I'll give you 5% off and you get to like," but like usually he doesn't accept like anything late. But he's like, "Okay, like I understand. You're like a high school kid who wants to make money, I guess." And it was still about English, so he was like, "Okay, 5% off."
That's
But a
Got
little-
lucky on that. That's
Yeah.
a cool teacher.
Yeah.
man. Jesus.
Well, he used to
My
be like
God.
a college professor or something, so he kind of like understood like
Oh, okay.
how, yeah.
Cool when you would have like teachers that like, especially back in like middle school, high school, you'd always just be like, like think of them as like creatures.
Yeah.
But then like you would have some actually like human teachers that were like,
Yeah.
it's all bullshit. And
Yeah.
every once in a while, something like that would come out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when they understand, like, oh, like high school's not okay. For everyone that's in high school is not the end of the world. Like, fucking do your best, but like, it's that high school is not gonna fucking shape your life for the rest of it. Like, you know,
it could.
I mean, it
If you
depends
play
what
World
you
of
do.
Warcraft throughout all
You
of
have,
it,
yeah,
Yeah.
right. You have to do something really fucked
Me
up
and Decky.
or something really good to like really shape your life.
Me and Decky fucked our lives got like completely pivoted by the existence
Yeah,
of
but
WoW.
look, you're both super successful and you stream video games for a living. Like, come on, don't you think high school helped with that?
I could have been a banker, you know.
Yeah,
You would hate that though.
I know, I would. But yeah,
I know.
but yeah.
Family
So
wishes-
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my family wishes like sometimes even like with it like the business is successful now that I run, but even with it successful, sometimes it's like you talk to whatever your family members, your whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, why don't you like sell that, go back to business school, and then get a job for like the government?" And you're
Nah,
like,
that's
why? Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Sell your successful
just-
business to go back to
Yeah.
school about business. What the fuck?
Right?
Hate
Like, it
your
doesn't make
life,
sense.
hate
Like,
all the rest of your life.
but like my that's
Yeah,
what my mother
work
thinks.
for
Like,
the
you have to
government.
learn. You have to learn in college. Like, that's the only way to learn. And then you shouldn't run your own thing because it's too risky. You should always work for government or something. That way you get a stable paycheck. But I'm like, they'd probably pay me less. Like, I don't like why.
Yeah. They just don't understand, and like they like the safe route. You know what I mean? But if you do your own thing, that's look at Elon Musk. You know.
Well, the thing is that like parents really care about just being able to like their kids to succeed. Like,
Yeah.
not worry about them, right? Like that's the big thing. So
My mom is
once
still
you make money, it's like whatever.
Well, I mean, my mom is still like she's like doesn't like what I do. I feel like she's like so judgmental. My dad is like, that's so cool. He's
Right.
like really he understands it, but she
Right.
doesn't even know how to turn on a TV really, and she's just like, I don't get it.
Mm.
And I think that's
But-
why you have people saying that too, is because they just don't understand like the potential
Right.
of YouTube or just Twitch or anything like that, any kind of content creation as to making money, because that's not like the traditional route. Like a government
Yeah.
job is great, know from experience, but
You get lots of days off.
yeah, and but I mean, but some people are like like they have that mindset that that's what they want to do. Like they work well in
Yeah.
that kind of that kind of environment. I don't feel like any of us, and I know from experience that I fucking hated it.
It's
So
the worst.
It
Yeah.
just takes a toll mentally, I feel like, on you. I don't know, just
Yep.
kind of like a mindless job.
I hated
It's
my
great. Oh my god.
I hated my jobs before this too. They were tough. Like doing your own thing, being your own boss is invaluable, I think,
Right. I
More
think
or
the
less.
biggest thing is like for me anyways, I hate when you work harder and get nothing out of it. Like when you work a traditional job, you can
Yeah.
work really hard and be really productive and give it your all, and they're like, here's your paycheck that's exactly the same no matter what. We don't give a shit about you type of deal, right? Like,
That's
but
why
if
so
you-
many
if you run
people
your own
just coast.
thing,
Yeah.
right? If you run your own thing, you can kind of like, okay, I'm gonna put an extra 10 hours. Even if you don't get a huge paycheck, maybe like the business grows or you make a really good video, like you guys in content creation. Maybe you make an amazing video, and then for the next 10 years, you're proud of that video.
Right.
Even if it's not like a huge income increase, it's like I have something tangible that's mine.
Yeah.
Whereas you go to work every day, you work your ass off, and the government's like, or whatever, your boss is like, see you next week. Like,
Those are the type
No,
of
go ahead.
jobs that just like they also promote like just stupid people too. It seems like people
Right,
that
yeah.
are just like worthless. And
well, you fail up, right, in that job, really?
Yeah.
Because if you do your job well, they're like, okay, stay there. Unless like the new job is like gonna help more, but a lot of times it's like, oh, you can't do your job at like doing the paperwork and signing everything and do what like salesman jobs are a big deal. If you're a really good salesman, you just stay a salesman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't become a project manager because they still want you to do sales, or you have to end up teaching sales or something. Like they're not going to move you to the CEO of the company usually. I don't know.
Yeah, I like internet related jobs. They're definitely like where you can like work from home, make your own time. Like that's huge.
Yeah, and I
That's
love
it, like commuting is so. Oh God.
The one thing about COVID that's nice is they're now normalizing like
Yeah, work from home.
work from home,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is great, and wearing masks. Wear masks. I always wondered that in the past, like why the hell is it weird to wear masks? You know, like if you're on a subway, why is it weird to wear masks before? Now it's like,
Because it's
I
my
gotta
goddamn
say-
freedom.
yeah,
I gotta say, like before the pandemic, like whenever, like in New York City, like whenever I saw just people with masks on, because like you would see them, like
yeah. There's occasionally
usually people from Asian countries or whatever.
Yeah,
That's like normal
that's
there.
normal for there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they would just walk around with masks on, wear them on the subway, whatever, and I would be very creeped out by that. And like some hype beast like kids would wear them because they were cool a little bit before COVID. Actually, like they would just like hang out on the street with their masks. I was like, "Are you gonna stab me?" No, but like yeah, like on the subway or whatever, I'd like stay away from them because they had a mask on. I'm like, "Oh, what fucked up
Like,
disease
are they
do you
sick?
have?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
like
the
now it's
culture
like
thing, right?
Yeah.
That was the culture thing, right? Like, because I always was like, if you're gonna be in a crowd area, it makes sense to just wear a mask. Like, you could get a cold. Not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you get like seriously sick, but you could just get a cold. So why
Yeah.
not wear one?
Why not
If
be
I were-
considerate?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad thing at all. And like
It is-
being in like a store or something, if I saw people like put a mask on in their car and like come into the store with a mask on, I would like I would become like so much adrenaline, like, oh God, this person's gonna rob the store now. But it's like totally normal now.
Which is I'm glad about, because for the next 5 years I probably will just wear a mask anyways.
I'm sure a
not
lot of
like all the
people will.
time, but like like when you go to like really public things, why not? Like a subway or something like that.
That's the thing that like weirded me out is just how filthy everything was before. Man, I was always sucking in everybody's air. I never washed my hands at all before COVID. The only times my hands got washed was when I was in the shower, man. And I mean, I live in like the gross ass city, dude. I'm putting my hands on railings. I'm picking up shit off the ground. I'm out there. And I was like, and believe me, I'll go back to it. But it has made me. I've been like, man, this is some gross shit. But
It's gonna be weird going back. I used to be gross too. I mean, like, just all those people all just breathing in each other's air. I never really thought about it before, but it's like disgusting.
Not just
Yeah.
that, but just like surfaces too, because everything gets cleaned a lot more
surfaces.
often now. And I never really thought about like tables and railings and stuff, and they just don't get cleaned as much. Even like at my previous job, like we didn't clean as much as we did until COVID hit, and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of gross stuff, and there's gross people that work there too, and it's like I can't even imagine like how I didn't die yet. I guess I don't know, or get some.
I don't know.
disease. But I guess our
Yeah.
body's just used to it. So
People are gross too.
yeah.
They do not wash their hands after using the bathroom. So many people don't do that.
wash your
Like-
hands before you go.
Yeah. I'm with
Clean
that
dick, clean
Kevin.
hands.
Well, I'm talking about even like taking a shit. Like so many people at my old job, old men are the worst. They're disgusting. I could, if I had $1 for every time I saw an old man, 50 plus, pre-pandemic, I haven't worked in that setting in a long time either, but if I had $1 for every time I saw some guy just going, I was in the bathroom, I just heard the worst fucking racket in that stall. And then he just walks out, like goes like, "Bleh," like burps or something and just walks right out the door.
He's got a burp too when he walks up, like open the stall. The stall was like
Yeah.
shaking when he's shitting like, all over the place. And then he walks out, right? Then he's gonna go,
Sound- yeah.
okay, and then walk out.
And like adjust his fucking nuts
Yeah.
and then just like walk out the door. Like that shit happened all the time. It's disgusting. And I would just stand there like in awe of this. It's gross. And then
It's
he'd
sort
go
of-
out, touch everything around, and I'd be touching it. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it made me think of, I used to work at a Target like way back in the day, and I went in the bathroom once to clean it, and there was just shit smeared all across the walls.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This wasn't even the position I was supposed to be in, so I just started calling in after that. Never went back. They're like, "Do you want to work here anymore?" And I was like, "No, no, I don't."
Why do people shit on the walls? Why
I don't
would
think they
anyone do
shit
that?
on it. I think they wiped it and then they with a tissue and then they smeared it across the stall.
Mhm.
I don't know
why?
I don't know.
To make-
Like,
to
oh man,
make-
someone's gonna have to clean
Make
this
Hex
up.
Loom quit his job.
Yeah. Maybe that's the push I needed back then to quit that job. I don't know. Maybe I should be thanking them.
It drove you to where you're at now. Yeah, you were like, I'm not doing this corporate America
Yeah.
bullshit.
More people should shit on walls is what I'm getting at, I think.
That's how entrepreneurs
more
are born.
people.
Yeah.
Wait a
honestly.
minute. Wait a minute. We've done this whole thing and we haven't even talked about. Okay, everyone. This is Hex Loom, by the way. He's been on the podcast before.
What are you talking about?
But
I'm ZChum.
ZChum's
Yeah.
not feeling so hot right now.
I love
So
Tarkov
Hex Loom's
and
taking over for a
Minecraft
little
and
bit.
Stuff.
That was a great
He's-
intro, guys. 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Hex
40
Loom
minute
helps
intro.
with a lot of editing on my second channel, especially, and on the main channel too nowadays. So that's Hex Loom, and he's
Hello.
got his own Twitch channel,
Yes.
streams on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh,
so
what is
check
this
out Hex
project you're
Loom.
working on? I saw this this
Oh,
Twitter
nice.
clip thing. What is this? Is this a big project?
Yeah, so I haven't posted on my channel in a while, which isn't
Mhm.
good, but it's because I've been working on like some music. I took like a step back. I played music all my life, and so recently, ever since I started streaming and editing, I kind of like photography, the stuff that I used to do. I was creative, like photography and like music, kind of went on the back burner. So recently, I wanted to start doing that again. So I just been working on some tracks. I got like 5-track. Stuff that I got going on, but I'm also want to incorporate it into Rust, so it's gonna be like an all Rust cinematic, but it's just gonna
Do you
be my own music to it.
Do you want to make music for
that makes sense.
content creators? I'll buy it from you.
Not really.
Okay.
I like music because then to me it's like it's like pressure, you know. Music to me is like I enjoy making it like on my own, you know, and
Right.
I can do it whenever I want. If I don't know, maybe in the future, but I got that coming out. So I don't know. And
Sorry.
then I got another video that should be out at the end of the month. That's playing Rust as a nearsighted blind man. That's we incorporate the depth of field as if you don't have. I have bad vision, really bad vision, so I can like see my hand in front of me. So that's how we play Rust, unless we get glasses, and then we can turn the depth of field off. So that. Does that sound
That's
fun? I
a
don't
lot
know.
of fun.
That might be a terrible idea,
well,
but
for-
we'll
for everyone
see
else,
how it
that's
does.
For people that
Yeah.
don't know, Hex did he unbound W and S in 2 videos actually. So he has to play Rust without walking forward or backwards. It's literally sideways the whole time, which
Yes.
which is
People.
annoying.
Cramp.
But then if you think about it, you cannot run. You're literally at walking speed the whole time.
But you strafe like a madman during
Yeah.
fights, which is how you win fights in every FPS game. Because I don't know why, but hey, did you find that I used to make some music too, but I literally stopped because it was ruining music for me. Like my
Oh, God.
enjoyment of music.
Yeah.
Like I was picking apart every fucking song I heard or every song I liked, like just dissecting it to the point where like I just wasn't enjoying it as like an experience anymore. So that I like stopped. I just
Well, you
stopped
should
liking
start
doing
again.
it. No, I
Yeah,
don't want to.
That's Decky's main thing to listen to now. It's the Warrior soundtrack.
All day, every day.
You like it?
Dude, I start my stream with it every day. I listen to it most of the day, unless I'm in like a super like stressful part. I turn it off.
Really?
He literally plays
had
that
no
on his
idea.
Like
screen
all
the whole
like of the
time.
main 10 tracks on your SoundCloud. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
thank
because
you.
like I really like just like little just like non-lyrical, just like synth music in the background is like my go-to stuff. So
Right.
it, like,
It's really
works
good
well.
stuff too, honestly.
Yeah.
You should pick it
Really?
back
I
up.
feel like
Yeah.
it's so. Oh, thank you. I really thought it was pretty bad. I mean, some of it had its moments, but it's mastered like garbage. You have to admit that. But
Well, yeah, but
thank you.
everyone's mastered is garbage unless you actually bring it to someone who knows how to
Yeah.
That's true.
That's how it
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
like
But thanks,
almost all SoundCloud stuff is just mastered terribly, but they can have some good shit on there.
It's interesting how many people dabbled with music too. Spoon Kid actually has his own SoundCloud as well, and because he's made
Mhm.
music, and he's actually he's great at it too. So it's cool like seeing, because I didn't know you made music either till like a few months ago or whatever. But
It was my
it's cool seeing,
endeavor
other
before
people's side
YouTube. Yeah.
stuff. It's really cool.
Right. Like
Does
I
he still
tried to
do
do
it?
music. Spoon Kid still does it, right? That was awkward.
I don't know if he does or not. He
Mhm.
because he just streams most of the time. I think someone asked him once, and he pretty much said no. But his tracks
Yeah.
are still online. But they're really cool
Yeah.
too. They're just like lo-fi.
I
stuff,
tried
I
music
guess.
once. It was pretty bad. I tried to I did the Ableton thing and then like tried to make my own music, and it turned into like there's a couple like I'm learning it, and I did the same thing Aqua did, right? Like I started picking apart music, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
It like
But,
ruins
like,
it.
With video editing, right? Because okay, Decky doesn't edit, but with video editing, like we all like the three of us know how to video edit, and we've done it for a bit. Like I'm not that good. You guys are much better than me. But like you pick apart other people's videos all the time. And I guess that's like my job now, kind of, is just a content creation. But still, like you pick apart like a normal video, even like movies sometimes.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
oh God, like I don't know. Not necessarily like how they edited it, but like what they're going for with some of the style choices or how they move the next scene. You're like,
I tend to notice a lot more stuff with like transitions and just like
right.
the way things are
Yeah.
shot, especially.
Yeah.
Just
Especially-
cinematography.
Yeah, and like you develop like preferences, like stylistic choices that you like, and when people don't like do something other than, even in movies and stuff, it's like you pick up on it and it's like harsh to look at. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's mostly because you're like OCD kind of. Like you have
Yeah.
a set way that you like it. Like when people like we have editors that edit for Aqua's stuff, right? But like Aqua will be like, oh, I didn't like this, right? And it'll just be like a stylistic choice sometimes. And as long as it's still good, it's fine. Because they can have a stylistic choice that's different than Aqua would do. As long as it's still good, you know?
I was talking about more in movies, but yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
can pick on me about it. That's fine. I am guilty of doing that. I've gotten better though.
Yes, you have. But at first it was
you.
like, oh, he needs to switch this to this style. And I'm like, no, I think it's still a good video. Like that one little change is not gonna like make a difference. It's just your preference. That's the good thing about the about like working with other people too, is like you pick up new things, right? Like
Definitely.
if you're editing for someone else and they're like, this is how I want to see it, you've never looked at it that way. So you kind of like pick up new things. Working as a group.
Decky's bored.
Yeah, we need to talk about something other than editing.
I'm just glad
let's
I
talk
don't
about
deal with any
trash.
of that. I watch
talk about
movies and I
trash.
don't notice anything.
What movie have you watched recently? Didn't you watch like what's the movie that you talked about on stream? Like, was it a
I
series?
watched the entire Harry Potter series.
There we go, Harry Potter.
When I was a kid in middle school,
Mhm.
I had a bowl cut.
Mhm.
So everybody said I looked like Harry Potter. And then
Mhm.
as I grew up, everybody said I looked like Harry Potter. And then I started wearing glasses and they kind of were round. Everybody said I looked like Harry Potter.
Okay, you have
Even
to
now, with whatever the fuck I got going on as my look right now, sometimes still people say I look like Harry Potter.
No, you look straight up like Hacker Man, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't read the books when I was a kid. My parents were always all like, it's a gateway to Satan because wizards and magic. And so that was always like forbidden. Never saw the movies. I saw like half of one movie at like a kid's party or something.
Did they know they birthed a child that looked exactly like Harry Potter though? You are the chosen one. What can you do? Just like Harry Potter's aunt and uncle, they were like, no wizarding, no witchcraft.
Exactly.
You'll never go to Hogwarts.
So people that always like, they mention things from this, Dobby this, or, Voldemort that. And I just kind of like, I don't understand any of it. And my girlfriend was eventually all like, we need to watch the Harry Potter movies. And I was like, all right, I'll see. I'll try and understand what this is all about. And I was like, maybe I'll get into it. Maybe I'll appreciate it. They're dog shit. It was painful. Every one of them.
Oh, come on.
It hurt.
They weren't that bad. What are you talking about?
I think part of it's because like they are aimed at kids and maybe they didn't age that well, especially as an adult who doesn't have nostalgia for it.
I think that you're wrong in the age. I think it's actually aged well. But,
yeah.
And
Wait,
then,
Decky, did you watch them all or just like the first couple?
I watched all of them.
They get
You didn't
dark
like the
and
later
fucked
ones?
up and
Yeah,
horrible
dude.
and scary. Yeah, they're awesome.
That was the point of the books and the movies, is especially for our, like, my age group, is kind of like the target age group. And the later it got, both the movies and the books, it gets darker and darker the later you go. So like as you age, it kind of goes with it. It's really
my
like
my
weird
age.
thing.
My age is exactly the same as the actors in the movie and the ages they portrayed in the movies. Like as time went on,
Right.
I was the same age as them,
Mhm.
and I've had a constant crush on Hermione over the last like several years because we were always the same age. Kind of funny.
It didn't get dark. The main thing I was shocked about is that Edward Cullen's in it. And I was like, dude, he's so hot.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I thought Twilight was like his main thing, but apparently he was in that before Twilight.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Robert
Cedric
Patterson, yeah,
Diggory?
that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give away spoilers.
great.
Things.
Oh,
But yeah,
sorry.
that
Spoilers
part
for that
I was
old
excited
movie,
about.
right.
But yeah, no, none of it worked. None of it. The things I enjoyed the most was like when they had like the teen angst school stuff about, like somebody having a crush on somebody at Hogwarts. I was like, this is what I'm in on. But like, I think it's just like my hatred for magic, and then like I guess I'm old and jaded now, and it's just like I don't give a fuck about any of this. Like I
Actually-
suffered through it. Most of those movies I had to watch like 3 different nights to actually get through one movie because I'd fall
Wow.
asleep or just stop paying attention. It was bad.
Dude, that sounds terrible. I think, well, first off, Prisoner of Azkaban? What the one that like they do the time thing where they go back in time and they re-see everything that they did, and I thought that movie was done really well. Like where they killed a hippogriff or they let the hippogriff go. Is it hippogriff?
Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where
But they let the bird go, right? But they think it's dead the first time, but then they they redo the
chop
whole
pumpkin. Yeah,
right. And it's like I think they did that really well. That section was really good of the movie.
writing wise and stuff. That was pretty cool.
But also
Hagrid's cool. I like
Hagrid's cool.
He's actually one of the better, yeah. But I have a question for you, Decky. Have you ever hit your girlfriend with, do you find Harry Potter attractive?
She doesn't think I look like him either, but she's totally into Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, because I was going to say, because you do the whole, do you find Harry Potter attractive? And then if she says no, you go, well, wait. But if she says yes, you go, wait, you find Harry Potter attractive? Then you like kind of, I guess that's the better of the two.
We've
but-
talked about it, and she's like, I have only seen it in like, she found a picture of Daniel Radcliffe the other day, and she's like, okay, I see it here. But most of the time she doesn't see it, and I don't see it very much. Besides, I feel like it is always just like I had round glasses, so people are like,
Right.
it's Harry Potter.
Right,
that
when
was
you had
kind
the
of the
round
thing.
glasses, you could see it a lot. But now that you
Yeah.
have the look of Hacker Man, then yes, you don't quite look like Daniel Radcliffe anymore.
When I first saw your stream, you did look like Harry Potter. And in fact, when I first entered your stream for the first time, someone literally said, "Oh, look, it's Harry Potter" in chat. And I was like, yes, he does.
Would you say you hated
But
the
you
movies
don't-
because of the story or more like the acting?
No,
Well,
the
you think
acting
they had
was
different
fine. Like
actors
I Ron was annoying, but I think that's just more his character.
yeah.
But yeah, I think like I have a deep-seated hatred from magic, which I'm sure stems from my parents like shunning it my entire like childhood.
What about
Like
in
even
video
in video
games?
games, like
Oh,
in World
really?
of Warcraft, I play a warrior because they don't do magic spells. I mean, Thunderclap kind of.
Were your
Right.
parents pretty
Versus
religious?
a bit of
Is that
magic.
why?
Yeah, super religious.
Same here.
So
Super
like I think like I'm sure it wore off on me, but yeah, like any kind of magic stuff in video games, I'm just like fuck it. And so I'm sure that just kind of gave me an entirely disinterest in Harry Potter to begin with.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to read the books either for the same reason. That's why I ask. Because my parents
Yeah.
were outrageous as well. So it's still.
So I'm
are.
sure like that's like it's still in the back of my head that magic's
Yeah.
bad and it's just kind of like become part of me. So I was just kind of like couldn't care about the movie. I just never was interested in any of it. Like
My
the
parents-
further
Makes
it got
sense
into the
then.
storyline, I was still just kind of like I don't care.
my parents loved magic. I was actually raised as a young wizard growing up, so I had a complete opposite experience.
My parents
And then
weren't into magic, but they
Yeah.
really liked demons, so that we used to do like seances and sometimes I was attempted sacrifice once, but that didn't turn out so well for them. People showed up. It was weird. Yeah, but
That sounds cool.
No, it's a great childhood. Yeah.
At least I know everything that people are talking about with Harry Potter. I've had instances already. I finished it like 2 weeks ago, and I've had instances already where people like say something reference to it. And I'm like, I get it now. I don't care, but I get it.
Yeah. Like people that don't watch Lord of the Rings and then everyone makes references to them. Hate those people. Like Omid. He refuses to watch it, by the way.
He's not missing out on anything. Let's be real.
Whoa. Careful here.
He's not missing out on anything.
I think we've had this conversation
There's
before.
so many memorable moments, so many great one-liners, so many. How could you say that?
I actually think
Frodo's sword needle the other day. I edited the video. What are you talking about? You know how many people are roasting you about that?
That was intentional. Okay, it's called Sting.
Okay, yeah. I don't worship the Lotro movies. I liked them. I gave them like an 8 out of 10. Most people, would think that's forbidden to even say, but I liked them a lot, but they're okay.
I think those were good movies. I don't think that those were I don't get why people went crazy for them. But then again, I like Star Wars, the original trilogy, a lot, and that's where I was like, oh, when people talked about Lord of the Rings and when it was coming out, I think I watched it and I expected the same feeling that I got when I watched the original trilogy, and I was just like, yeah, these are good movies, but they're not what I had.
Man, I was enchanted, fully and thoroughly enchanted.
It's too
But how
slow.
good are the 2000s? I mean, if you liked Harry Potter, you had Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings popping at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fat.
Yeah.
It was fat. What a time to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? Man, that was great.
Anyways,
Hex, aren't you starting to want to sit by now, or?
No.
I
Do you
gave
want
up.
me to? It'll make you nervous. I'm like the guy standing up at the conference, and everyone else is sitting. Just making everyone nervous over here.
Yeah.
No, you should always.
I'm letting the blood flow, Aqua.
Blow away. I'm not going to stop you.
I am excited for the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do with it, especially since I looked at the budget for that thing and I'm like, holy fuck, it's got like a movie budget for it. So that should be interesting.
But that's how they're all doing their budgets.
Right.
Like Netflix, Amazon, all these people that are competing for streaming. Because realistically, how much longer do we have movie theaters?
I don't even remember the last movie I saw. I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Uncut Gems.
That was a good one.
That was an amazing movie. That reestablished my love of Adam Sandler after the long string of horrible movies he's done.
Don't hate on Adam.
I'm not now. Yeah, I mean, I tried watching Billy Madison last night, and I was like, "Yikes! I can't do this."
Billy Madison.
I watched Big Daddy, and I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Billy
Come
Madison.
on!
I was like, "Man, this had to have been maybe his movies have been bad all along," and I was just young.
That's what I was thinking too.
Come
I
on,
watched
dude.
like 20 minutes of it, and I was like, "I can't do this." He's just like, "Who?"
Billy Madison is great.
I'm like, "Who thinks this is fucking funny?" But Uncut Gems, let me just say, Uncut Gems though, awesome film.
It's gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is the last movie I saw too. I think that was the last thing to come out right before COVID hit, pretty much.
I'm glad I got to see that in theaters too. That's just one big anxious movie. You just
oh my god, yeah.
All the decisions.
So nervous.
Those directors also made one of my favorite movies called Good Time.
My favorite movie.
Yeah, well, Robert Pattinson. Which also confirmed that Robert Pattinson is actually a good actor, which I didn't think of.
He's
before.
a godly actor.
He is an amazing.
Yeah, nobody
actor.
thought that with
nobody
Twilight, but he stepped his game up hard.
Oh, and Good
I think
Time?
Twilight
oh
didn't
my
let him
God,
act,
dude.
though.
I've never seen such a good performance as he was in Good Time. My God, that was so good. It's my favorite movie too, Hex, by the way.
Yeah, I got posters of it too. And it's one of the best. The Safdie brothers, that's who directed it. And those guys are, I love all their stuff. And he was great in The Lighthouse as well. So I don't know if you've seen that, but
I have.
Yeah.
That movie's a little weird.
It's very weird.
Dude,
but,
Lighthouse is like my favorite movie fucking ever. That's mine.
Yeah.
Dude, I would do anything to be trapped in a lighthouse with William Dafoe. It's slightly insane. Like, God, dude. That was so good.
Well, that's
It
weird.
was
My
crazy.
favorite movie is also a Robert Pattinson movie. Have you guys ever seen Twilight?
I've actually never seen it, if I'm being honest.
No,
One of
I
the best
haven't either.
film
I've seen, like, half the
franchises
first one.
ever. And do not call them movies; they are films. Those are
That's the real trilogy right there.
yeah, the real trilogy. Wasn't there like 12 Twilight or something? Like there's like
It was an
6
insane
Twilights?
amount. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, movie theaters were already doing really bad before COVID. Now COVID hit and like.
Right. That's what I mean. Like I think
coming out, you know, on HBO. We got Godzilla
this
coming
is
out
like
at the end of the month. I'm hyped on that. The new Space Jam, which is going to be horrible,
oh
but
god,
I'm still going to watch it. And you know, I don't know what else is coming out. But that's all I can
Right,
think
like,
of.
now that
everything.
streaming platforms are gonna do like I think what's gonna happen. Streaming platforms are gonna go back to like they're just gonna release at the same time it goes to movie theaters, right?
Yeah.
But they're probably gonna do an upcharge like Disney Plus does, right? Like $30, and you can watch it at home,
Right.
or go to the movie theaters and pay like what $15 probably for a movie. Like you're still gonna pay a lot, but
That's per person though. I feel like.
right. So if you go to
I
the
don't
movie
feel so
theater,
bad.
so you're gonna be it's gonna be like the same price if you bring multiple people.
Yeah. I bought a projector recently too, so if there's ever like releases like that, I can just slap it on. So I kind of feel like I'm in like a movie setting too. So
Yeah.
that was a cool investment. Wasn't really. I mean, it's pretty cheap nowadays
Watch it
to
on
get
my
a
phone.
projector. But I'm just glad that HBO is at least releasing it for free. If well, not for free,
Right,
but as
yeah.
long as you have their streaming service, they're not doing it
Yeah.
like Disney where you have to pay $30 for it. So
Yeah. Well, Disney only did that with what 2 now?
Mulan and I don't know what else. If they did.
I think there's another one that's maybe it's not out yet, but I think there's another one that's coming out that's going to be like the same thing. They want to upcharge it, but I think Mulan got like the huge backlash.
I watched
Didn't
it.
any
It
of
was
you see that?
terrible.
Oh,
yeah,
was
it
it?
was
It
horrible.
was so
It was a terrible movie. If I hate anyone that paid $30 for that, like I'd feel so bad. Like
I just had
I almost did.
I
I
just
almost
waited.
did.
I waited the whatever. Like they put it out for anyone like 2 months after or something. I
Mhm.
waited for that. And then one night I was like, sure, I'll watch it. Like Mulan was a good story, and I liked it when I was a kid. Right? Like it was a good little Disney thing. And then you watch that movie and you're like,
It's next level bad. Yeah, it wasn't
Dang,
just like
it's not
poor
even Mulan.
adaptation. It was awful.
yeah,
How
it's
was
not
the
Mulan.
music? The music in Mulan was
They didn't
great.
have a lot of music, did they?
First off, it's not a musical.
It's not a musical.
What?
There's no
What?
singing. It's like it's supposed to be like a action, you know. Well, not really. It's supposed
They
to be
didn't
like
have
yeah,
let-
it's weird.
let's make a man out of you. That one, like all
No.
that shit.
There's none of that.
Let's get down to business. They didn't
No.
have any of that.
Well, what's
Damn
his
it.
name's
Well, I'm
not
glad I
even
didn't
in
buy
it, right? What was it
Who's
Dragon's
Dragon
name?
dude?
I don't
No.
remember. his
Eddie
name.
Murphy. It was
Mushu.
Eddie Murphy, I
Mushu,
think,
yeah,
wasn't
he's
it?
not even in it, right?
No, there's no
Right.
dragon.
So it's like, how do you? He's like a huge part of the cartoon. Like I don't.
And then, like,
bullshit.
yeah, Mulan in the movie's like magical, isn't she? And like,
Yeah.
yeah, she had like a slightly like hovering weird powers and shit, which she didn't have in the
Well, she's supposed
animated series.
yeah, she's supposed to be like some witch thing, and that's why women like they shun anyone who has any magical powers, and then she has magical powers, so she's supposed to suppress it and join society as like
Like
not
Decky's parents.
Well, like I get it. Like, I get the whole like you could like see some sort of like metaphorical thing where you're like, oh, you're supposed to be yourself and not just conform to society and not like be you, I guess you could say. But like, no, the movie was shit, and it was just like, I have magical powers, boom, boom. It was bad.
So no message
Terrible.
really, I guess.
Well, I don't think so. I think they might have tried for some sort of message. There's supposed to be like a women empowerment message, I think, but like the actress who played Mulan also was actively like fuck Hong Kong. So like it's hard to make a message for kids when your main actress is like fuck Hong Kong. So
They should
Well,
just.
I'm
put
glad I
Robert
didn't buy
Pattinson
it.
In it.
yeah, he should have played Mulan.
Done
He
it.
should have played Mulan. That probably wouldn't have, you know.
That would have made
gone
some
over
people
well, I
upset.
think. Yeah.
That might be that might get some upsetting people.
Ugh.
It would be like when what's her name played Ghost in a Shell all over again, but way worse.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
Yeah.
did
I went
not
back and
watch
watched
it.
that, getting ready for Cyberpunk. I
How's
So you're
that?
disappointed
The rest
twice.
of it was
That's nice.
terrible. Yeah. I was just trying to take in the cyberpunk setting. I was like, all right, I appreciate this. Just let me turn out all the dialogue, all the acting, and everything else involved in the movie and just look at the background.
Just saw my wife and dog walk by
Hmm.
in the rain, just like sludging through the. And I'm just sitting here like.
Wave?
No, she didn't see me.
No, you
But
should open the window and like tell her to take out the trash as well or something.
yes, she does
God.
that sometimes while I'm streaming. Like I'll forget it's trash day, and I'll just like be streaming, and I'll like glance out the window, and she'll just be like trudging a garbage can down. Oh man, and I feel bad. That's
Yeah.
right though. Yeah.
So, I'd like to talk to you guys about Rust.
Okay. rough.
I conformed and I played Tarkov this wipe.
Mhm.
Got level 40 for a bet. Went ahead and got Kappa. I
Mhm.
did it all.
Did you get your money? Did Cider
No.
come through?
No, I didn't.
God damn it. Fuck Cider.
Yeah. And so I was
He
all like,
didn't
I'm a
pay
real
you?
Tarkov boy. He says by the end of the month. His apartment burned down, so I'm giving him a little bit of leeway.
Oh my god.
Right, yeah. His
He has pictures and stuff, which we've speculated maybe just paid to like, and we've even like reversed image searched them.
Hmm.
So like I kind of believe it, but we're seeing if it's real or not. Either way. But I mean, after that, I was kind of like, well, what am I doing in Tarkov, man? Like, yeah, you just
Dude.
like, go and be a Chad and
No, you
kill
you,
dudes.
you pop it on once a week. That's what you
Yeah.
do.
So I've been looking to expand into other categories, and I was like, I did the Tarkov thing. Let me do Rust. And I've tried to play Rust a few times before, and it's primarily always been a disaster. We played once with Aqua for a video, and actually had fun. That was fun. We were just kind of in there having fun, getting helicopters.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of other groups of people be like, hey, Decky, we'll teach you how to play Rust, man. And like, you'll love it so much. It's the best game ever. So like, they take me in and they build a base in like 30 minutes and give me an AK, and they're like, just go kill naked people. And I was like, but
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
And then like the next group did that, and I played it like one day each on those things. So this time I was like, I'm gonna get 2 other noobs, we're gonna play in a 3-man server, and we're just gonna like figure it out on our own. And the first day we had fun, but not an amazing time. And then the second day we built a water base, and I had a lot of fun building a water base. Like sitting on like the boats are my favorite part in that. Getting the scrap out on the ocean, then driving the boats, and then building a water base. That's the best. Scuba diving, so good. Everything on land I don't really
I
care
hate
about.
that.
You love
I hate
farming?
that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got a SAR, and I understand that's not in game, but to me that was, because I was all like, well, I'm not using the bow and arrows anymore, and what do I do? And I just lost all interest. I'm just like, why am I here? I don't care about raiding these other people. The server's gonna wipe in a week. There's no point.
No, I told you why people play that game. It's because you hear them cry when they're on the ground. They call you
Not
like
even that painful. It's just a weak wipe.
it's,
It's-
Go
it's
wipe somebody's base on DayZ that they've been working on for 6 months to make them hurt.
no. Yeah, but Rust people are spending 20 hours a day playing this Rust for 1 week. You have to realize that a lot of these people work 8 hours, right? They get
That's
home.
true.
They work 8 hours, they get home, they do not sleep, they play, and then they're like, I hope my base is not gone while I'm working. They haven't slept in 48 hours. They're real pissed. And then you come in and you leave them a nice note after you raid their place, right? You put a door on and you keep their sleeping bag there. You leave them a nice note and say, hey, how was work? And then you just leave.
Jesus Christ, that's fun.
I don't like, because I get off on making people miserable. Like that's why I like games. I understand like that's supposed to be a thing in Rust, but like the end game of Rust and other survival games is no different. It's just PvP and ruin other people's times. That's how it is in any survival game, pretty much. I'm just having a hard time getting there with Rust. I'm still gonna play, and I didn't play on Wipe Day. I'm gonna play on Wipe Day this upcoming week, and I'm pumped about it.
Have fun with
Because
that.
everybody talks so much fun and like says that's like the
That's
best
the
part.
worst time to play.
And I like the melee.
Yeah.
I like Wipe Day.
Wipe Day is the best and the worst.
I
At
just
the
want to hit
same
people with
time.
rocks and maybe a bow.
No, that's that's why it's the best. Because if you do well and you
Yeah.
kill a bunch of people while they're farming and like getting up, it's the best. Because you're like, oh, I'm snowballing, I'm doing well, I've got this nice base. Other people are still struggling to get a base up. You go out and like someone's farming, you kill them, and they have like 10K wood in their inventory. You're like, oh my god, and then you like loot it and run back to your base.
But if
explain
you're
it.
on the other end of that stick, it is
Yeah,
one
if
of
you're on
the
the
worst
other end of the stick.
experiences ever.
Oh god, it's so
Playing that
demoralizing.
game, just being on the beach constantly because everyone's killing you for that reason.
Yeah. The way I would explain it, Decky, is, well, firstly, you can play on a month server. That you might prefer that.
Yeah,
You can play on monthly. but also it's the journey, not the destination in that game. Like everybody plays that game for that perfect wipe where they just snowball and just win every fight and just rapid growth while, making everybody else cry. That's what it is. That's why people play Rust, including myself.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on it because I had fun the first 2 days, but once I got that gun, I was just like, it's not fun. I'm gonna stick with the bows. I think. No.
Your first time doing
Bows are
something
fun.
amazing in Rust will make you play Rust for 2,000 more hours.
That's my thing. It's like I know I can get addicted. I think so. I'm gonna stick with it. And I had fun the first couple of days. I just wasn't feeling. I wanted to play Age of Empires.
So,
ooh.
So I'm working on it. And I was watching Hex stream it the other day, and he's all like, we're gonna go PvP, and him and his boys rolled up in like the subway, and I saw him just shooting everybody, fucking and sucking, and I was like, dude, this is sick. So like yesterday, I was like, come on, boys, we're going to the subway because we had like SARs. We thought we were super badass, wearing our like spacesuits and stuff. We rolled down there, and I realized that what Hex was fucking and sucking was just NPCs. I thought he was killing dudes. And I was like, this is not cool at all.
There are real people down there too.
But I thought it was like the main PvP zone. Dude, I expected to go down there and just be like hordes of dudes because I was playing on a populated server. And we stayed down there, and I used like 100 bullets that I had on me, and then we ended up not having any more ammo, and we just ended up dying because we were trying to melee the NPCs. We couldn't get out, and it was very anticlimactic.
Well, you're gonna have that one good thing, and you're gonna love Rust. Like, because I remember I played Rust, and I didn't really understand. We built this big base. We didn't play on that populated of a server, right? I think at first, I think it was like 50 or something, 100 people maybe. But like, I was playing, me and my friends. I think there was like 7 of us, 8 of us, right? And like people would hop on, hop off. We're building a base. We don't fucking know what we're doing. We have like backwards walls, like doors that are weird, that kind of stuff, right? And then we run into this guy, and he's like a nice guy, streamer guy or whatever. And there's like a couple of, this was a long time ago. And then like he had a base that was kind of near, and we were kind of bored near the end of the night, right? It was like 11 or 12, and we were just dumb. We're like, let's fight this guy. So we bring over like 3 grenades or something, like F1 grenades or something, and throw it through his window or whatever. I don't remember. And then we start the greatest time of my life. Starting at 12, staying up till 6 a.m., right? And we're calling in the militia, which is what we called it. People would go to bed, and then we would call them whenever there was like noise outside the base. So people are getting like an hour's sleep, and then we're like, oh shit, they're actually coming this time. And then they'd kill us with like an SAR, because we didn't understand what was going on either. They didn't have any raiding tools. They just killed us. And then we'd be like, fuck, they're coming. They're raiding us this time. And then we would call the militia, the Minutemen, and they would come in for 20 minutes. They wouldn't raid us. And then eventually they did raid us because they were like crafting or whatever. We didn't understand it at the time. And it was probably the best time of my life in any video game.
When you start playing Rust, it's like crack. It is so good. Except for with you, Decky. I don't know. But like when you first start with that game, I had some of the best gaming moments ever on Rust 2. It's so good.
I would say when you first start, when you first understand what you're doing, then it becomes addictive. Like when you're first playing, it's like people dying all over, like you getting killed. Not as fun. And also we started back in the day when it was like so much better. Now I think it's not. Yeah. It's not as good to start.
One of the issues I also had is I really liked the water stuff. I like boats in general. And so automatically when somebody in my chat said you can build a water base, I was all like, we're doing it. And so we moved out there and we made a water base, but it's kind of deep and we have to pay like 20,000 plus stone a day to keep our base from decaying. Which means that we got to spend a large portion of our day just grinding stone to keep it up.
And you have to transport it out to the water base.
Yeah, which I didn't quite understand that part when we had built the base, the whole decay thing, and just how much stone was involved about going to the bottom of the ocean. But we didn't get raided, so that it worked.
I think any more of the way I play, and especially the way Rust is now. I remember when I first started, I could have a base like almost all month. It seems like. Anymore, I don't expect to like end a stream or end a session and expect the base to be there the next day.
Be there, yeah.
Honestly,
you're server hopping pretty much the next day. Like,
yeah. I'm either doing. I don't know. I don't know what exactly changed, but it's. I never expect to have like. And when I do have the same base the next day, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, this is very rare. But it's like Aqua said. I think it's more anymore for me. It's just like the journey of getting back to that point or something, or just how I can. Because that's the cool thing about Rust to me is it can change daily, like or any kind of experience that you have. It can go completely different. You're playing the same game, but how you get there is completely different than the last time usually. So I think for me, that's what the draw of it is.
It's also who you play with. Like, really, it's who you play with. Like Aqua and I used to play a lot, like back in the day, and we had some of the best times. Even like we ran into this like really weird base that you could, like we eco rated it because we could hop on each other's head and get through a window back in the day. And we did that, and then we found a bunch, and then we ran into other guys, and we like traded with them if they helped us get through one door, and like it was just this weird thing. We were trying to do a trap base at that time too. And like that is such a fun experience to run into someone too, and they be nice, and then we split the loot 50-50.
That like never happens anymore.
No.
But like also they took so many like things out of the game. They like dumbed it down a lot.
Right.
Where there are like less avenues that you can take now to reach that like end game goal. Like you can't like find a backwards door and beat it with a bone club anymore. Like stuff like that. Or like it's just different.
I also think YouTube and the popularity of Rust has made
that too.
Everyone watches YouTube videos and doesn't make silly mistakes or whatever, right?
Like, and it's been such a hardcore meta.
Yeah.
A lot of things, and that part I'm like,
I think that's why raiding happens so quickly now too, is because everyone has the meta of, whatever, like get your satchel or whatever, and then raid a small base, and then try to get more stuff, and then progress from there. Whereas before, people would like get one C4 and just throw it on a door, thinking they could get into some big base, and you're like, what? And also, everyone has airlocks now and like 30 different things, and you can't just do the old one blow door, get a 2x2 done now.
The internet's great because it helps people discover new games that are really fun and exciting, but it also makes everything get so meta so fast, and it just like kills games. It kind of sucks. But when a new game comes out before all that shit happens, it's great. It's such a great time. It's the best. Yeah. So
even like stuff like what's that game that everyone loved and I hated? The one where you're a little guy and you like there's two traitors and you backstab each other. Among Us, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No. Okay, that game was great, right? Great concept, great everything, right? It's what? It's called Werewolf or whatever, the old style game back in the day where you have two secret people. Anyways, but the point is that like everyone became meta on that so quickly that the game became the worst. Like what questions you ask people to see where they are, knowing exactly where the vent is, doing the like double kill thing became meta. It just, if you meta a game, especially a game like that, like a simple game, it becomes the worst. The absolute worst. Even Fortnite. Fortnite was great until it became a building simulator.
Yeah,
like,
that fucked Fortnite for me too.
Right, like when Fortnite first came out, Aqua and I played it a little bit, and it was like
I liked it.
Yeah, no,
it's good.
We played it, and it was like, oh, a shooter that you can like build two walls in front of you if you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Cool. And everyone was like just building two walls, and that's it. But now it's let's build a fucking skyscraper.
Yeah, exactly. When it advanced past the like box with a ramp that you could shoot out of from the top, and people were like having those weird fights, like editing shit on the fly, and like I was like, no, I'm too old for this. No, can't do it.
I played Fortnite once and hated it, and I uninstalled it.
I think Fortnite does have a really high skill cap at high levels because you have to do like the editing thing real quick and blah, blah, blah. But like still, like it's just not fun to watch, not fun to play because who the fuck wants to build a skyscraper and then tear it down?
I get like the appeal. It just doesn't appeal to me, like that type of gameplay.
That quick.
Yeah,
my brain can't comprehend that.
Right, same.
Call of Duty back in the day, right? Like fast twitch things. Now I cannot play Call of Duty. Like I try
because you're
like,
old.
Yeah, but like Tarkov is a much better game to me because it's a little bit like it's still a little bit sometimes fast situation, but a lot of it's like you have to make the right decision when to heal, when to shoot. like when to be quiet, when to be loud, that kind of thing.
I play Tarkov off stream, like, or just like to wind down, I guess.
Wind down with Tarkov.
Yeah, it's like it's less stressful for me than Rust, I guess, in some situations. But fuck, I suck at that game. I have like 116 rubles now. No guns, so I gotta wait for my next scav.
That's how everybody plays at first.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah.
That's how I still am playing. Last time I played, I had like 6,000 rubles to my name.
Yeah, it happens.
And no fuel in my hideout for my bitcoins either.
Back in 2017, Tarkov was the best, and I think Decky can attest to this. That was the best.
Everybody was even worse than me, so it was awesome.
Everyone was terrible, and there was only 500 people playing the game or whatever, and you're just like when you actually see the same name in multiple lobbies that you like kill, you feel so like you're like, oh, I know that guy. Like I have a connection with that guy. I hit him with a hatchet and killed him last month.
I remember Kings used to stream it back then, and he would just run around in factory with a hatchet and just kill everybody. Run up to them and boop, just smack them.
I call it whack-a-mole, and I used to bop him on the head with my hatchet, and that's what I'd be like, oh, whack-a-mole time, and I would just run hatchet on factory and kill the whole lobby.
Yeah, it was very viable.
I knew like back then you could like swing while running, I think, or something. Mm-hmm. So in one shot, like the head if they're not wearing a helmet. So there's corners in factory that I would just be like, I know exactly this guy's gonna be hiding around this corner. Sprint through and hit him on the head, and I'd get like a full gear set. And I was like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. Going from nothing to like full gear, it would feel so good. Now it's like everyone just runs full gear. You can't go no gear anymore.
Meta's ruining everything.
Meta's ruining everything.
Why can't we just be dumb?
Yeah.
Which brings me to Age of Empires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
What got you into it, Aqua? I didn't even know you were fucking with it until people started talking about it.
I didn't until I played it when I was a kid and loved it and like forgot about it. And like I played a couple times over the years, but man, something just clicked and my smooth brain just loves building my little empire. And man, it feels great. I'm all over that game lately. I can't stop.
Because I worship.
I suck though.
Age of Empires 1 in 96, I think, 95, and then you had Age of Empires 2 in like 99. And Age of Kings was the greatest thing to ever happen. That is like top tier game ever. And that's why like it can't be beat now. They got the definitive edition now. And like I had played even previous years on stream, they would go through months where like I'd play it like once a week. And I started that up again like a month and a half ago. And I've turned every Sunday into a tournament where like we play for money every day. We have wager matches and shit. And I'd been trying to get my community. I've been like, we can all play and we're all learning. Because I had been mediocre at it. But like I was like, just don't look up the meta videos. And everybody didn't. And that was the best thing, is because everybody was just learning on their own during the matches.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're kind of to the point where people are actually getting really, really good. So like it's that, but that time without the meta, especially in like AoE, God, it was so good.
Yeah, I got the game for ZChum, because I thought it'd be nice not feeling well. So I got him the game, and I was like, I think you're gonna love this game. And I suck. I barely know what I'm doing. He didn't know what he was doing, and we went head to head one night. And man, that was so fun. It was just like desperate fights, just like building shit. Man, we did not know a thing about it, and we both like kind of like took it easy at first. Fully built out our civilizations. Like he was putting some early pressure on me, but like I was able to counter it, and like we built up our things. We had like everything like fully fleshed out, and like then we just went at it, and it was just so good. And like it was the most fun gaming I've had in a long time, honestly.
I'm glad. I love RTS, and I hate that RTS is a dying breed.
Yeah.
But it's so funny that the RTS game they're having a huge tournament for it right now too.
Isn't that considered to be widely considered to be the greatest RTS of all time? Age of Empires 2.
Be careful. I was a StarCraft player.
Not competitively though.
Right, Brood War was the number one.
So many civilizations in AoE 2 are like not even at all. You have your like castle unit per race. Mm-hmm. Some of them are just dog shit, and then some of them just like invincible.
Okay.
So it's heavily dependent on like competitively, not so much. Like
Right.
StarCraft's always going to hold.
StarCraft
down,
was
but overall, like just as RTS game, yeah, it is.
You play StarCraft at all, Decky?
I did hardcore back when when 2 came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play. Yeah,
I never played
I
that.
played Brood War back in the day, and then StarCraft 2 came out, and I started to get into it, and then I was like, this is nothing compared to the old. I don't know. StarCraft 2 just didn't do it for me.
Like that one's purposely competitive. Like everything's perfectly balanced, even having the 3 different like factions and shit.
Yeah.
StarCraft's always gonna have the upper edge, but like AoE's still so.
It's so good. Yeah. I love the aesthetic of it. The StarCraft future shit never does it for me. I liked Red Alert though. Red Alert was great. I gotta get on that new Command and Conquer.
Yeah, I haven't tried that either.
I'm gonna play that soon. We should play each other maybe.
I haven't played that since 96 or something. That'd be awesome. Dude, the soundtrack for that's one of the greatest soundtracks in all gaming history.
Oh hell yeah, I use it all the time in my videos. It's so heavy metal, and the guy who wrote all of it is such a like crazy looking guy. He's like, hold on.
Someone
let me pull it up.
Someone commented on one of your videos, one of your also Aqua videos recently, that was like they were complaining that we didn't put Red Alert soundtrack.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
it
was like what
mine.
Like just because we do it all the time, like I guess.
So this
the Red Alert
great
soundtrack's
so
iconic. But the original Command and Conquer soundtrack's so good. They have that one song where it's like, I'm a mechanical man. That one gets me rock hard.
What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, come on, man. You're
making it fucking harder for Hex. What the fuck?
Oh God.
Stop.
What has he done?
Shit. That's the guy who made the soundtrack though. Sorry.
I'm not editing that.
That's fine. That's my bad. But he's so badass.
Have you seen the trailer for the 4th one yet? Age of Empires 4?
Yeah, they're gonna have some big reveal in April or something. I'm not too.
Yeah.
They did Age of Empires 3. It was a disaster.
And that was the worst thing ever. Age of Empires 3 I got, and it was terrible.
Really? Did you play Age of Mythology?
Yes, I loved that game.
I didn't play that one.
Magic.
It always looked really cool. Yeah. I think the last one I played was 2, or whatever the expansion for 2 was. I don't remember what that was, but.
Yeah, they had a couple expansions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about Definitive Edition. They're still like releasing new races and shit, which is dope. Yeah, they just came with like Sicilians and something else. Yeah, for like part of me is like, I'll definitely play it and check it out, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
At all, because like it's totally like different studio that made it and everything else, and it looks quite a bit different from the regular just top-down RTS.
It's like Diablo 4, which won't come out for a long time, but
I'm excited. Like, that might be good.
Diablo 4 is going to be the same thing as Diablo 3, right?
No, they learn from their mistakes.
But it's not going to be amazing.
Well, when they see the success of Diablo 2 remaster, I think they'll.
We'll see how that is, though. Like,
it'll be.
I thought Warcraft 3 remaster was going to be good, and look at where that one was.
It's one of the most exciting gaming prospects on my radar right now. Diablo 2 remaster, as well as Elden Ring, as well as the Burning Crusade, 2 of which are remasters of old games.
Oh, you're actually excited about Burning Crusade?
Burning Crusade's going to be.
Yeah.
That almost made me quit World of Warcraft back in the day. I suffered through it, but I hated it. I hated Outland. I hated flying mounts. I hated the dungeons.
Me too. But you know what I did like?
The PvP.
The arena. But yeah, all that other shit almost like it actually did make me quit.
Yeah, I did. I've heard so many people excited about it. I'm just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I'm just going to spam arena until I get bored of it. And that's it. Call it a day.
All right. Well, the stream schedule is going to be gone for 3 weeks.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I recently, this past year, got into Old Republic, though. Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah. I randomly downloaded it and started playing. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but it was cool for story wise, I guess.
Right. That one is a big story one that's supposed to be like really good with the story and cinematics and everything. So like if you just want to play an MMO that's kind of like a single player, that's a great one to play.
I don't play it religiously, but it was cool from like what I've experienced so far, at least with it. I've been playing nothing but Paper Mario the past week and a half. So
That's the good stuff.
it's really good. Reliving my childhood, I guess, through that.
I got an N64 right here with my Game Boy case of games.
That's sick.
God,
Holy
that's
fuck.
awesome.
Did you fix your N64? Yeah. Have you figured
I
that
need
out?
to send it. Arcos sent me. Arcos is insane.
He is insane.
He's so nice.
He did an amazing thing. Shout out to Arco. He is crazy.
Yeah, Arcos sent me like a modded N64.
I don't know if you guys realize how crazy it is to get a game system like that actually modded.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, P color on my streams because it does turn yellow. Because it needs to have a slight tweak. But he got me this amazing gift, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. It's incredible, except it does turn yellow, but that's fine. So then he offered like, hey, listen, I'm gonna fix that thing. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, it's fine. He's like, no, you're sending it back to me, and you're taking this other thing in the meantime. And he sent me a fucking retro tink, which in itself is extremely nice. And like one of the most advanced ways, like one of the best ways you can hook up an N64 for streaming to a computer. And like the retro tink in itself would have been like enough and like an unbelievable gift. But like now he's like just sent me that for the meantime for my original N64, which is nuts.
How is it?
Arcos is a great guy.
They actually
It's got, yeah.
They actually have to take apart the system, solder stuff, change stuff. It's like there's only a few people in the world that do it.
So yeah, and it's basically putting the parts of a retro tank into the console, and then having, instead of those like 3 analog things that come out, an HDMI cable just comes out.
Oh, okay.
And it's fucking insane. Yeah.
The retro tink,
Yeah.
That's
what it's called.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of them that do different modded. It does.
I
You
think
can
that's
mod.
what it's called. I don't want to seem stupid now.
You can
Hold
mod
on.
like any console. Like there's modded consoles that do different things.
Yeah, retro tank.
But yeah, like I don't know. It's pretty crazy to get any modded console.
But yeah, it was
Especially
the
they're rebuilding the system. Like they cut open the thing and then rebuild the system to be more optimized for today's,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you meant like it's modded to like play SNES games or something like that too.
No. It's
gotcha.
for streaming specifically. Essentially, it's
Oh,
much
that's really
better.
cool then. That's awesome.
It was like the nicest gift I've ever received in my life, honestly. So, yeah.
Other
Thanks,
than my friends,
Arcos.
of course.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah.
You guys going to PAX East this year?
I would love
No?
to. God, next game convention that is like COVID free reasonably. I would love to like meet up with you guys and whoever and like
It's gonna be
meet some
packed.
viewers and stuff.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to any gaming convention. I don't think for a while.
No?
Why?
When it's safe, when you're vaccinated, everyone's vaccinated.
Well, PAX East was like fun, but like PAX East itself is not fun, right? Well, it's like nice to walk around for an hour, right?
To
then
be
you're like,
fair,
let's go fucking do something else. Let's get the fuck
Yeah,
out of this.
but it's
center.
not about that, Kings.
Right,
You know
exactly.
it's not about that.
I'd rather just be like, hey, we have a house in wherever. Let's fucking just go to that, you know?
That would be
think-
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably the same way like TwitchCon then, because most of the time I was spent not inside the actual TwitchCon thing. It was
exactly.
more of like meeting other people and doing stuff outside of the convention area. So
Yeah.
One day
I've never
pass
been to a
TwitchCon
PAX,
next
but I
year.
assume it's like the same thing.
Yeah, it's like a mini TwitchCon. I mean, in a way, yeah.
Hmm.
But like that's what I'd rather. I'd rather just be like, hey, this is our like. Let's go to DekiCon next year. You know, like let's
Yeah.
just fucking get the Airbnb in like some place that's near stuff to do. Not like what Decky did though. Just get drunk and sleep on the floor. But something like that.
We almost burnt down the house.
Yeah, you almost
I got
burnt
in a
down the
fight?
house.
What do you mean?
But like we could go do stuff at some, insert city here, and then
Yeah. And to be fair, like before COVID even, like you had a high chance of getting sick at those fucking conventions.
oh yeah,
like,
everyone
yeah.
got sick at those things.
I got violently ill at one of them. Yeah. Man. Was it the first one we went to, Kings? I think it was.
First one.
Yeah. Man.
Second one was a lot better. I mean, that was when.
How
Wait,
many times
Ian
did we go? Twice. Yeah,
You didn't go to
Ian went.
both of them? Or just
No, second one.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
good one. There. That was a really good
Yeah,
one.
we
But
went
that-
to East twice, and then I went to West in
Yeah.
Seattle, but you didn't go to that.
We
That
should go
was
to
fun,
West
too.
The West is going
was
to be
fun.
PAX West this year is like in November. I think they pushed it back.
Yeah.
So they're actually gonna
Well-
have one then.
They
Maybe.
rescheduled all of them, but I don't know if any of them will really get in.
Yeah. The convention itself, West, was way worse than East, actually. What made it
East-
fun was the group that was there. We had the Rust booth. Like, they brought us out there for the thing, and, like, everybody was there, and we would, like, hang out, and that was fun. But, yeah. The convention itself, West, is way worse than East.
Yeah,
You guys
Boston
got
has
the
a nice-
vaccine yet?
No.
No. Yeah. No.
I'm never gonna get it in Mexico, dude. I'm gonna have to like fly back to the US to get that shit. But I don't plan on flying anytime soon either.
Yeah. Soon, though. It'll be available soon. You know?
Right. Like in America, what is it? Biden said May 1st. Everyone's supposed to be eligible. So like you can sign up for it May 1st. When will you actually get it? Who the fuck knows? But
My girlfriend who's 30, which is, like the last age group of people to get it, she's supposed to get hers, according to the government, in June of 2022.
You guys have no
What?
health.
Yeah.
Why did
She
they
had
plan
told
it
me
out
I was
so
gonna get it
far in
June. I was
advance?
like,
Is
that sounds
insane.
about right. And she's like, of next year.
Oh,
I
man.
was like, oh, shit.
yeah.
You guys have no, like, comorbidities or health issues of any kind?
No.
Yeah, you should be fine. Yeah.
Nothing?
But yeah,
I don't think so.
Becky, just come visit the house, when we get it, and we'll get you some extra shots.
If you have asthma, I think you can get it. If you qualify, even if I think you have asthma.
It depends where you live. Like my state doesn't. My state is we want to get it for the people that are much higher risk and older first. But it is like they go through it very quickly. Like right now it's like they had 70 plus, and then the next week they were doing 65 plus. And then
Impressive, yeah.
I mean, obviously you have to get 2 shots for most of the vaccines, so they're still going to do the second round of the 60 to 70 plus, but like they were able to get enough to like just keep going down the line really quickly.
I got mine.
Yeah, I
Oh, you
didn't want to
did?
mention it.
I got my
Okay,
first
okay.
shot. Yeah, because I have a heart condition,
That's
so
why
I qualified. I wasn't sure whether to mention that or
Right,
not, but yeah, why not? I got mine.
Yeah.
I got my first dose. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad I got it.
Right,
Yeah,
you were like
I have a minor heart condition. Like it doesn't really affect me too badly, but like on paper I qualified, and
Mhm.
I was
and then you were called in, right? Like
yeah.
sort of on the list, and
I had an appointment for like a long time out, and like sometimes like people cancel or whatever, and like they don't want to throw away the shots because they go bad after like a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Timed.
So they want to give them to people. So I got called in, and I got my first dose. I got Moderna. Pretty cool.
yeah.
I don't know
Honestly-
the difference between all of them or anything.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different ones.
I mean, realistically, they've been tested enough that people are like, this one's better than this one. It's like, who cares? Like,
I'll take anything I can get.
yeah, right, exactly. Like if someone offers you one, you just take. Like that's what our state's health advisor said. He said, don't like compare them. Don't try to figure out which one you want. Whichever one they offer you, you just say, "Yep, thank you," and you take
Yeah,
it.
you just take whatever you could get.
The one that's approved, as long as they're approved by the U.S. government, you just take it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
everybody's like shitting on Johnson and Johnson and stuff, you know? Like,
actually a really good
Windows. I would, hell yeah. I don't want to go back and get another one. You know?
also, Johnson, they proved that even if like if there's like 75 or whatever, which is still really good for vaccines, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys know. 70, I think it's like 74%, but 75 is like considered really good for vaccines. And like people are like, oh, it's only 75-ish or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but even if you get COVID, it's supposed to make it so you don't get hospitalized.
Yeah, it'll just be
I'd
like
rather-
getting a cold.
Yeah, I'd rather just get that. It'd be fine.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Who cares?
Like you might get a COVID, but it would be so weak that you don't notice, or get a cold or whatever. You're never. I don't know. The way that I look at it is, if the government says here you go, I just take it.
Yeah,
Whatever they give me.
I took it, no questions. Like,
In
why
this
not?
case, fuck the
Yeah.
man.
I was
though,
like, that's
usually.
concerning.
Fuck the man usually, but in this case, I want the vaccine. But at the same time, I'm not skipping any lines because technically I could get it right now. You can't tell by the color of my skin, but I'm part native, and they get like if you're some minorities get it in some states type of deal. You can sign up early or go to like clinics or whatever. So, anyways, my tribe can go early and get it like on certain days or whatever. And I didn't like sign up for anything like that.
Native American.
What?
Like, how much are you Native American?
A bit.
What?
Yeah.
I'm interested now. All right, but fine. Don't tell us, Kings. That's awesome.
What am I? Less than a 16th, I think. So like it's barely anything, right?
So yeah, it goes pretty far back.
It goes pretty far back, but yeah, like my great grandmother is like 70. I don't know, like crazy percentage high. So yeah, but like I used to be part of the tribe a lot and do like lots of tribe things, and then I stopped dating one of the girls that was like I was in high school. I was dating a girl who was like I think she was 50%. So it was like, and then we broke up, and all the tribe stuff. It was like we would still see each other. It's a small thing. Okay, well, this is a little awkward. Her mom's like part of the kid. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Anyways, yeah, her mother, their whole family's part of it, and yeah. So it was just like, oh god, this is awkward. Maybe I shouldn't go to like powwows and stuff anymore. And
I didn't know you did all that. That's cool.
yeah. So yeah,
Interesting.
but I'm not skipping the line out either though, because I'm like I feel like there's other people that deserve it more, like with people with health risks. Like I can stay inside and work. Other people have to go to an office to work some things. Right?
Well, like I said, they're like having to toss a lot of them out, honestly.
Well, right. No, in your situation, right? You have a health risk. I don't have any health risks, so I'm like young. I don't think that I.
Yeah,
have a
but
health-
like better to go in some. Like I'm just saying, like hopefully, like someone's getting their
someone's
dose.
getting it. Like, there's people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we don't throw like money out because they have lists and lists and lists. So they're like
Mhm.
calling up 100 people. The first people to come in, they just give it to. Like 4:00 that day, they just call. Like my mom got it, I think, like a week early, because they're just like, yeah, here we have extra ones
Yeah,
for
yeah.
today. And she got
That's what happened to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents both got it, which is relieving, honestly.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing for me, like getting it. Like even though I do have this condition, I feel like I don't know. There's no way to know, but I wasn't as worried about myself as like my parents.
And that's kind of where I am too. Like
Right.
I would just hate for I don't know, like someone be like, oh, I had to wait 3 weeks for mine, and they're like a 50-year-old with a whatever condition, and I'm like, under 30, and I just got mine, and then they get sick from it. It's like I wish they would have called them, not me. That's all. So I just don't see to go to that clinic and get it done.
I haven't gotten a shot since I was a child, I feel like.
You
You
need
don't
to
have
get.
Huh?
Have you been to the
Hex.
doctor?
No. Who the fuck
What
does that?
Yeah,
What the
I'm
hell are you
right there
talking
with
about?
you, man. You look healthy as shit, Hex.
I mean, I don't want to jinx myself or anything, but I haven't had to go to a doctor in a very long time for anything. Or
But you don't
fucking
go like once a year?
I didn't know that was a thing people actually did, if I'm being honest.
Wait. Didn't you say you had a government job?
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
get this. I have a job. I used to work for DHS, and
Oh, okay.
it's fine. I don't work there anymore. I
All
don't
right,
give a
all
fuck.
right. I just wanted
So, and I had great benefits, like top tier benefits. I had like dental insurance for
Yeah.
years. I didn't go once, and I paid for like
Jeez.
top tier. And
You gotta go to the dentist.
Yeah,
dentist.
I am regretting that now, but I've been looking into insurance now too because I
Oh
need to go because I'm moving. So
Wait, do you have? Are you still covered for like 3 months or something?
no, they sent me letters saying that they.
I was
stopped
gonna
that.
tell you. I should have told you before. I should have just told you. Go to doctors and dentists before your coverage stops. That's
Well,
like,
I did that with my eye insurance
Yeah,
before
okay, so you did
I left. I got like a new prescription and stuff, so that I wasn't too worried about that. But yeah, just like insurance and I never went to the doctor. I didn't need to. What are you talking about? I'm still
you go
breathing.
once a year. They're like, they just like check you. They give you like your shot, so you're like
Yeah, they give you
vaccinated.
shots. Exactly. That's why you don't go.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm so healthy. Now
Just don't touch anything rusty. That's all I have to say.
That's my thing. I'm pretty sure my tetanus shot's up, and that's
Yeah.
does that
Oh,
go
there's a
away?
lot of rusty
I thought that was
things.
like good for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have
Oh.
boosters like every once
yeah,
in
it's
a
like
while.
a 10-year
Yeah,
period, isn't it?
fuck.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I think I'm up. I
Mhm.
remember I had my last one. I remember it like fucked me up, like my arm, and I felt like shit the rest of the day. So like I had it in my head, and I was like, dude, I think it's been time. But on the other hand, I'm also like, man, get a rusty thing, get stabbed, get hurt, maybe die, or just not have to deal with that needle. And I'm weighing my odds right now.
Okay, for the record, Decky had a very big needle inserted to him so he could put a microchip into his hand.
Makes no sense.
But he refuses to get a tiny needle, which gives him something that could prolong his life. So there's
That's
his priorities.
understandable.
Everyone.
Okay. I'd rather have a sore shoulder for a day or two
Right,
than fucking
thing in your hand.
lockjaw tetanus, dude. Fuck that. Ugh.
Plan to. I'm just, I'm not being very proactive about it because it's not something I
But
want.
you know, like when you go to the doctor and they like test you for all your shit and they tell you like, oh, you're fucking great, dude.
Mhm.
You're like your blood is cool, your piss is also very good. And like they tell you all that stuff, you're just like, yeah, nice. It like makes you feel good, you know? Because that's all
My
they do.
piss feels good. My blood feels good.
I'm a fucking hypochondriac though, so I like the reassurance. To be fair.
I'm also terrified of when they tell me that something's not good.
Actually,
You'll be fine.
I take that back. The last time I went to the doctor was actually before I got the job at the government because I had to go through all these tests. So I think that's the last time. So that was like a checkup, That was like 3 years ago.
kind
I'm
of.
good.
Yeah.
They had to check
you're
my
fine.
piss. Yeah, they had to check my pee and make sure everything was good. Make sure I could stand.
sure
They
you
had to do
didn't
blood work, I think. I don't remember.
That's
now.
all they do. Your
Yeah.
pee and your blood.
It's
And
like a
by
free
that, they're
doctor's
like,
visit.
yeah, there you go. That's,
Maybe I'll
that's good enough.
reapply and just do that, make sure I'm okay, and then I'll just not show up. Be like, all right, cool. I got a free doctor's visit out of it at least.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Wait a minute.
I haven't been in like 3 years either, probably.
Oh,
I go
okay.
like, yeah. So
they said I
just-
was fine.
You want to go a little. Well, this year I didn't go because of COVID, and it's just like, whatever, that can wait. But yeah, usually like every year, 2 years, I'll go.
I go every year, but like it's like I don't make doctor's appointments ever except for that once a year. Like I'm just like, fuck it. Like I'll just deal with whatever weird thing that happens. And then on my next doctor's visit, which I make every year, just like when I get done the first visit, I'm like, yeah, just make one for a year out. And they're like, okay. So I'll just wait for that. So I, go through health issues sometimes that like last like a couple weeks and you're like, did I call the doctor? Nah, I'll wait till whatever. Like, can I make it to the next year appointment?
Did you
Now
go to
that
the
I- now
doctor
that
a
I-
lot as a kid? Like if
Did
you
I
were
go to the
ever
doctor a lot?
sick, did your parents or whoever take you to the doctor? Like if you at first sign of sickness, was it like that?
Not first time, but I have like chronic problems that I used to have to
okay.
go to the doctors and like specialists and stuff.
Yeah.
Did
Which,
you
by the way,
not?
doctors didn't do shit. Like I have a really bad stomach condition. Like there's lots of different things they called it. But like every single morning, like most mornings, I'd like wake up throwing up. I'm sleeping on the bathroom floor some nights, like weird stuff like that. And I was a pretty big athlete, so like I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to go work out, and I'm just like
Oh.
throwing up at 4:30 a.m. and then running,
Ugh.
on the treadmill for an hour after that. But
Yeah.
like I go to specialists, and they're like, yeah, it's probably something, and then they like test me. I got like a colonoscopy, upper endoscopy, all this other stuff, and they're just like, yeah, you seem like there's no cancer, so good luck with that. And I'm like, okay.
So
Like-
my parents
and
never,
then
when I was sick, I never went to the hospital or the doctor or anything. It wasn't like a big deal. So I think that just kind of like stuck with me. Like if I was ever sick, it was always like, we'll figure it out.
You're
So-
lucky, dude.
Yeah,
But I knew kids that would like at the first sign of sickness, like it's like a normal cold, boom, they're going to the doctor. I almost said dentist. The doctor, and it's like, why? It's like a cold, dude. You'll be over it in like a week, probably.
right.
I don't know.
Right. Like most of the time for stuff like that, I would never go doc. But like there was a time that I don't know how close I was, but like my doctors were like, I get kicked in the kidney or whatever. I think I told this story, and then I
Yeah.
end up like pissing blood. Right. I'm like,
Well,
okay,
injuries are different.
That's
going to
Injuries are
hospital.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other, like a couple other times, like I got an infection and I was taking, like, they're like, oh, here's some antibiotics, no big deal, right? So I start taking that, but I still can't keep anything down. So I went super dehydrated and I couldn't even like walk. And they're like, so I had to go to the hospital a couple times for like fluids.
Yeah.
But yeah, for most things, it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, you guys are lucky. If you never had to go growing, like I had to go, I didn't go for every little thing, but I had to go numerous times. Like if it weren't for modern medicine and antibiotics, I would have died like 5-6 times already in my life. Seriously. Like I had Lyme disease. I had
God.
2 different infections that could have killed me. One definitely would have if I didn't get it treated. And then some other, and I had dehydrated when I was a baby, shit like that. Yeah.
Right. Like there's lots of things that I went to the doctor for, but mostly it's just like once a year checkup, you got anything going on? And then you like mention something. And then occasionally they're like, oh, that seems kind of bad. And then they'd yell at me. They'd be like, how long have you had this? And I'd be like, 4 months. Like, what the fuck? And then you go to a specialist, get whatever fixed. Then you're good.
Yeah, I've never been to the hospital. Or apparently I went when I was like 2 as a baby. I was throwing up all the time. But like I've never actually been to the hospital for myself, like ever in my life. Yeah, growing up I didn't go to the doctor a whole lot. And here, like, I get sick here a lot, mainly just because like I'm a white dude in Mexico and my body doesn't know how to take a lot of this stuff. And I go to the doctor and they'll like, you want a shot or you want pills? I'm like, give me pills, and then I'm like out in like 5 minutes. That's like the minute clinic at the like pharmacy thing. Except for like when I did a whole lot of drinking on like antibiotics, I was almost dying and they got really pissed at me.
Yeah, you don't drink.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
They always say you're not supposed to, but I've done it for like the past 10 years and I've been like, dude, it never affected me. And then one time I was like dying.
Yeah.
She was very angry. I didn't know what she said, so it didn't really affect me that much, but
it makes
that
it so
nurse
you're
laid into me.
It ruins the medication. It nullifies the effects of the antibiotics because the alcohol kills the fucking stuff.
Make it so you can absorb too. Like
whatever it is. I'm not a doctor, but
yeah, my pre-med degree that I didn't finish. Yeah, I know a lot about that. I did a lot of coloring actually in college. That was one of my classes. So go pay every kid go pay $50,000 a year to learn how to color anatomy books. Yeah.
But yeah, you Decky, you said you had to go to the doctor when you were like a baby throwing up. You got super dehydrated or whatever.
I guess it was something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I had that too. Like, we would have not made it past infancy. Like in the olden days, we both would have died from that. You know, like because babies died all the time from that shit in the olden days. That's why people had so many kids. People die all the time from diarrhea. I almost died from diarrhea when I was 1. I have 2 huge scars on my legs from they had to like put some fucking liquid in me for my leg.
Suck your shit
because I was
out.
like throwing up, I think.
Yeah.
I need to ask details on that. What else is going on? Mainly with like, there's no big Twitch drama recently.
Yeah, well, I got a question actually.
There's a couple things that Twitch did here recently. Yeah.
Number 1 is I don't understand. Like I've been thinking about this myself, but I also saw like Soda Poppin tweet about it. He's like, some people like are like really careful with the DMCA music now, and some people don't give a shit and they just play whatever they want. Anyway, like I have noticed the same thing. I don't understand what's going on.
It, by the way, like the other day, right? So there's this new DMCA thing that Twitch is doing, which is going to be like YouTube in a way, where it identifies any music, and then it'll notify you that it is DMCA-able. And then you're supposed to like delete the VOD, blah, 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 right? But technically that's not a DMCA from the music company. That is just Twitch being like, this is a warning, this can get DMCA. But if the court or the music company does DMCA you, you're still fucked. Like Twitch is not going to stop it. They just gave you like a warning, like our detection system detected that this could be.
Hopefully this is before theirs does.
Right. Hopefully this is before they identify it and then send us a DMCA.
Man,
if you get banned still, like they're still going to get banned. I think just the record companies are slowed down a little bit because the big ones kind of are smarter about it.
what happened to them muting that shit automatically, you know? Like in the VODs and all that.
That doesn't really happen because you can't play it live anyways. You're not allowed to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are the odds of like a fucking music cop?
Did I show you that Tarkov tested?
Huh?
Arcos and I paid for a program that notifies us when DMCA music is being played. All we had to do was type in Omid Live. We tested on Omid's, and it told us what songs he was playing 10 seconds after they played.
Wow, that's great.
We could press a button, and they would automatically send it to a lawyer team to have it DMCA'd if we own the music.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little scary.
It's scary what it was. Like it like automatically notifies like different people. You press a button and then it'll automatically notify like if you own the music, you can do it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't own the music, obviously you can't. But like if the record companies use the same thing, which is that's what they're doing, they could just like hold that information and then slap you with a DMCA like either immediately or a month down the road. They could just be like, hey,
yeah,
you gotta stop that.
I've had Twitter videos taken down like years later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's probably not worth the risk, I guess, for Twitch.
Not worth the risk anymore.
You know what? Fucking
how many people are going back to like playing music though?
That's
why I'm sticking to That's why I stick to Warrior.
Right, but if you're a huge guy,
I won't DMCA you.
Like if you're a huge guy, then maybe you can fight it with a lawyer team, right? If you're like huge. But if you're like a small to mid-level guy, Twitch is just gonna ban your ass, and you're not gonna be able to do anything about it.
Yeah. You know what? I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Fucking dickheads.
Wentz
you know what?
Is just not that good.
On Twitter, Jordan Rants, I'll never forget this. He posted a video of him and his grandfather playing an Eagles song, duet style, with a couple guitars on Twitter.
I saw that, yeah.
And the fucking Eagles struck it and had him take it down and blocked it.
Yep.
Fuck you, Eagles, dickhead.
Which also that was like a
pissed
great
me off.
Jordan Rants.
It's not really
that was a
them,
great.
it's whoever owns their music, though.
Okay, whoever owns the Eagles'
sure they're
music,
fine with it.
fuck off.
Yeah, but
asshole.
still fuck the Eagles too.
Yeah. God damn, that was so. It was a cover. It's not. They didn't even use the music like exactly. They were just playing it.
Yeah, but that's what you can get in trouble for humming a song. Like
I'm angry about that. The music laws are fucking stupid.
Yeah, they're old school and they're stupid. And also
fuck the Eagles.
it's not the band that owns that 90% of the time, right? It's so stupid because
yeah, I know.
That own the music are not even the band, and it's like the band could be like, I love that you play my music, and that doesn't matter. The band can give you permission on Twitch, and then you can still get
true.
It's the people that own it that has to give you permission, not the band.
Capitol Records actually owns my music, Decky. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. But I'm still upset over having to delete all my Twitch clips, man. Those were my memories. It makes me sad. Like I had like a delayed at the time. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just delete them. But I've had like a delayed reaction about it, and I'm like sad now, dude.
Did you back them up at least? Did you save them?
No.
Wow.
I don't need to back those up.
I had like so many, dude, and like I couldn't fish. I like saved some that I found, but like
I think we went through and saved like the top, 50.
I spent 3 days going through and picking out the ones I liked. I just recently realized the clip from Amaranth's stream of when I met her at TwitchCon. She called me Harry Potter. That one's gone.
Ooh.
Even Amaranth saw it. Man,
I was bummed, dude. I was like, that was my claim to fame.
I would have loved to have seen that.
She's really into Harry Potter, right?
I hover handed her. I like we were at the thing. She was like doing her meet and greet, and there was nobody in line. I was like, I'm in. Hover handed. Everybody was mad. I was like, I'm a gentleman, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a hover hand, dude. Why not?
I'm not getting canceled for this.
Exactly.
I used to hover hand just because I just came naturally to me. Did it all the time. I do that with my wife. I hover hand still.
Any closing remarks? Anyone want to? What do you guys have? You want to go grab a coffee and a bite to eat, and then start this back up? We can knock out 12.
I want to eat a
podcasts.
salad.
Well, thanks guys for watching the Gamer Hole. Stay tuned for
More
more
Gamer
exciting
Hole.
adventures of our hole.
Hey gang, thank you so much for spending some time with us in the hole today, the Gamer Hole. We really appreciate that. Just a friendly reminder, if you enjoy what you see here on the channel and want some early access to what goes up here, as well as some exclusive episodes, etc., we do have a Patreon linked in the description below. Or if you just want to support what we're doing here, that's an option too. We'd really appreciate that. Either way, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of The Gamer Hole.